Astronauts to the moon.
Ignition sequence start. 3, 2, 1.
Houston, we have a problem.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue.
What you're seeing here is a mirage.
What's going on, everyone? It's Jaron from Jeranism, back with another live video for you today. Happy Sunday. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining me and all that jazz. I do appreciate it. I don't think Iru will be joining me. Iru is attending the first ever Flat Earth conference in Uruguay. So if you're in that area, which would be strange, but is possible, and you want to head over there, I don't know, look it up. I didn't even know there was going to be an Uruguay Flat Earth conference, but I guess there is. So welcome to the show. I thank you guys so much for joining me. This episode of Jeranism Sunday Live is called Jeranism PayPal Banned. Yeah, that's right. I'm the latest one to be Owen Benjamin, I guess if you call it that, by PayPal. Not the happiest of news, not the way you want to wake up on a Saturday. Yesterday I woke up to that fantastic news, and it looks like there's no going back. There is no overturning their decision. And so what are you going to do? You forge ahead. You get over it. You don't cry over spilled PayPal, and you move on. But it's clear now, if you say you believe in a creator, and you don't think you live on a spinning ball, then you can't use PayPal. PayPal is for people who stay in the status quo and agree that NASA's the greatest organization ever made, spending wisely $56 million a year, and continuing to go nowhere. But so it definitely seems like a discrimination. I guess you can call it religious persecution, if you will, for my alternative views. You can call it whatever you want. Is it religiously motivated? Is it because of my recent movie? Certainly interesting timing if you think about that. But I will forge ahead. I will figure it out. We will look at a couple things just to show you exactly what's going on. This is the message I log into my PayPal and see. You can't use PayPal anymore. Womp, 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 womp. At PayPal, we value a safe community for our customers to do business. We noticed activity in your account that's inconsistent with our user agreement, and we no longer offer you PayPal services. By the way, here's the biggest problem with all this, if you call it a problem or whatever, is that I'm going to keep speaking truth, and I'm going to keep exposing liars regardless of what PayPal does or doesn't do. And the latest liar that needs to be exposed is, in fact, PayPal. Because there is, of course, nothing in my account that's inconsistent with any user agreement. We can look at that a little bit, explore that shortly. It does say any bank or credit card information linked to your PayPal account cannot be removed, nor can it be used to create a new account. You can still log in and see your account information, but you can't send or receive money. Any money in your balance will be held for 180 days. So they were able to steal about $1,600, or at least freeze it. that was my account for everything. That's how I pay bills, water, gas, electric, you name it. That is, kind of my bank account. And they have completely and totally removed it. Thank you very much, by the way, to Good Servant for the super chat. That is still available. But all these things, I'm assuming, will go away in time. So I'm going to be looking at some other options. Just like Owen Benjamin has unauthorized.tv, I'm going to be exploring other avenues. There's other people that offer subscription services and things like that on their website. Marty Leeds, Mel Fabregas, Crow 777. Some people sell their movies on Vimeo. I don't know which method or direction I'm going to go in yet. This is just one day new to me. But I know I've had to move some stuff around. Thank you very much for Artem Brayson said, let's hope Patreon isn't going to ban you next. Well, hope only gets you so far, right? So, the problem is that I have to see the writing on the wall and accept it and move on, because what else can you do? There's no arguing with these guys at all. I'll actually play you what happens. So here's the problem, too, with PayPal. You can't even talk to somebody. So imagine I want to find out what it is that I could have possibly done. All I use my PayPal account for is people send me donations. I make payments through it. My Patreon money goes into my PayPal. I, like I said, use it to pay bills, use it to pay rent. It just kind of has money coming in from donations. And this past, 2 weeks with my movie, I probably had 50 plus donations. And, a lot of those are $2, $3, $5, because that's what I asked for at the end of my movie. I said, if you enjoyed this, send me $5, send me the price of a movie to PayPal as a donation. People did that, so I was able to make a few $100s from that movie, which, definitely means that I can go out and make more and keep doing that. But now this kind of hampers that a little bit, as there's running out of options for support. Basically my support right now is down to patreon.com/jeranism and Venmo at jeranism. That's pretty much it, but I'd have to assume that those are soon going away. Same thing with the monetization on YouTube. Same thing with the super chats. How long will this be around? So I have to kind of look ahead and really realize what's the writing on the wall and what direction do I plan on going. So that's going to be upcoming in the coming weeks as I figure out what exactly I'm going to do. Am I going to, try a different website technique or something? I don't know yet. So the options are up there. Unfortunately, like I said, they've kept my money, and you can't talk to anybody. And the way that they do that is they simply have a block on my account. So if I call in, and you can go, if you've ever used PayPal before, you can go to PayPal and you can log in and say you need help, and it will give you like a 6-digit one-time use passcode. You're able to call PayPal, enter that passcode, and right away they know who you are and what account you're calling about. And usually you have to verify that. And then this is the message that I receive. So let's play that for you just so you can hear. This is what they say as soon as I call in to PayPal.
We appreciate you choosing PayPal as your payment partner. Unfortunately, we're unable to continue offering our services to you at this time due to the nature of your business or the activity in your PayPal account and the risk it poses to PayPal.
Which is just bullshit. There's no risk to PayPal. Because people donate, there's not even like refunds. Back in the day when I used to have my bookstore, I would sell books and people would make payments. You'd have to send them. You'd have to have transaction numbers and tracking numbers, all this stuff. So, maybe if there was something involved with that back then, there's of course nothing. We sent out books every time somebody bought them, had nothing but happy customers. There is no, scare to what you can do. But anyway, when you call PayPal for me, that's the message I get. We'll continue it.
This decision can't be overturned.
So just in case you didn't hear that part, it is a decision that cannot be overturned according to PayPal.
Or the activity in your PayPal account and the risk it poses to PayPal. This decision can't be overturned. If you owe refunds to any of your buyers, you can use the money in your PayPal account to refund them. The money in your PayPal account will be held for 180 days. After 180 days, we'll email you information on how to withdraw your money.
So that's it. That's all you get. And if you instead say, okay, I don't want them to know who I am, whatever, to try and talk to a human being, I was able to do that too. But once you get to that point where you're talking to a human being, they say, well, what account are you calling about? You say, it was under my email address. the jeranism at yahoo.com, and I said this is my email, and then they come right back and say, oh, we no longer offer services to you. We no longer offer PayPal services. So I say, oh, but can I find out what it is that caused that? And they said, nope. It says here it's an AUP violation, which is the accepted use policy. And the reason that I call PayPal liars is because that's a flat out lie. Let me go ahead and show you that real quick, just so we can start there. Just so you can see that they're just the latest in the group of liars. This is just another method, another tactic to try and get people to not speak the truth. Because if you do, and I do warn people, if you use PayPal, and I've had this, the sad thing is I've had this PayPal account for over 10 years and used it a ton. In fact, even sadder than all that is when you use PayPal or when people donate to me, there's a ton of people that have signed up for PayPal because of me, believe that or not. People who said, hey, how can I donate? I said, oh, do you have a PayPal? No, I don't. Okay, well, if you go to PayPal and sign up for an account, they do all that. So PayPal has actually gotten business, and think of all the fees. I mean, when people send me a $5 donation, I get $4.40, $4.30, whatever it is. It's like 39-cent fee plus 3% of the transaction or something like that. So they make constant fees off of all the donations that come in, So this is the acceptable use policy, according to PayPal. I'm not sure if you can read it good. It's a little bit small, but it's a pretty small policy. First of all, you're looking at this, and this is, by the way, the reason, like I said, when you talk to somebody from PayPal, they just told me, no, we don't offer you services anymore, so they won't even talk to me about anything to do with my account. They say the money that you had in there is going to be held for 180 days at the end, which is 6 months. At the end of that 6 months, I'll receive an email about how to go about getting that money out, but the decision is final. There's nobody I can talk to. They did give me an email address for the AUP, which is what this acceptable use policy is, and they said you can email them. I, of course, emailed them and said, what exactly have I done against your policy? And, of course, I haven't received an email back, and I will send them a link to this video just showing them how ridiculous and basically fraudulent what they're saying is happening is not, because it's not happening. So it's just a lie. So if there was something that I had done, well, then you have to grin and accept, oh, well, I've done something against their AUP, their acceptable use policy. But let's read a little bit. It says, you are independently responsible for complying with applicable laws and all the actions related to your PayPal services. Sounds fine. Regardless of the purpose of use, in addition, you must adhere to the terms of this acceptable use policy. Okay, so if there's something in this list that I have done, well, then you have to accept it. You have to say, okay, well, I've broken policy. But if you haven't, then it's simply a lie and a move that shows, I don't know if it shows their weakness or their desperation. I think it kind of shows it all. But it says, violate any law, statute, or ordinance or regulation. Well, I've done nothing of that sort. Relate to transactions involving narcotics, steroids, certain controlled substances, other products that present a risk to consumer safety. Well, I don't even sell products anymore that come from that YouTube account. And before, all I did for years was sell books and sell antiques on eBay. So that's certainly not anything that I'm doing wrong there. Drug paraphernalia, never done. Cigarettes, items that encourage, promote, facilitate, or instruct others to engage in illegal activity, never done such a thing. And if you've watched any of my videos, you know that that's true. And this goes to show you that PayPal is, in fact, telling lies, making things up. Just removing my account, and I'll actually show you, because you have to remember, this already happened to Owen Benjamin. So there's a lot of people out there that have been messaging me in the last day saying, well, what is the reason? Can't you dispute it? Isn't there a dispute process? No. And Owen Benjamin will tell you the same thing. And I talked to Owen Benjamin yesterday. We texted back and forth a little bit, and this is exactly what happened to him. The freezing for 180 days, it's not an overturnable decision. It's just they've chosen to no longer do business with you. And in my case, they're saying that the reason is due to this AUP. But this is just showing you where there's anybody who can read this, anybody who can watch my videos and realize, oh, what they're doing is straight lying. Instructing others to engage in illegal activity. Have I ever done that? Anybody who's ever watched any of my videos, have I ever instructed anybody to engage in anything illegal? No. Stolen goods, including digital and virtual goods? No. Promotion of hate, violence, racial or other forms of intolerance that is discriminatory or the financial exploitation of a crime? No, certainly not. Items that are considered obscene. Anybody who's ever seen my videos, have I ever done anything obscene? No. I rarely cuss. And by the way, I should mention that in this. Thank you very much. Victoria just sent me a Venmo Stay strong and God bless. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. It's going to be more difficult going forward, but it's not going to stop me. So I don't know if that's their line or their direction. I've told this story many times before, but I got an email from an email address that couldn't be responded to. When I tried to respond, it bounced back. But I got an email a long time ago, 3 years ago at this point, telling me to stop what I was doing, and if I didn't, they would make sure that I wasn't able to make money doing it. And I tried to respond take a hike, whatever, and it bounced back. Really strange email. I've talked about it many times before. Was it just somebody playing a joke? Who knows? I don't know. But it certainly is interesting that they said, if you keep talking about what you're talking about, we'll never let you make money doing it. And this is just another one of their tools, another one of their apps or services to erase from my ability. And people know that this has already happened to me with Amazon. I used to be an Amazon affiliate, and for no reason, they removed my account. And so now I can no longer direct people to Amazon and say, hey, make purchases under my account, and I get and I would get 2 or 3 or 4% of purchases, but it was coming through. I started to make over $100 a month in that method, and then that was erased, and again, they gave no reason for it. But let's continue with this policy real quick. Of a crime, items that are considered obscene, items that infringe or violate any copyright, trademark right of publicity or privacy, or of any other proprietary right under the laws of any jurisdiction. Don't see anything with that. Certain sexually oriented materials or services, certainly not that. Ammunition, firearms, certain firearm parts or accessories. Obviously, I've never sold any weapons. Certain weapons or knives, no, certainly not. So far, we've gone through 1 and 2 of the prohibitive activities, and there's nothing that has anything to do with anything going on in my account. Number 3, relate to transactions that show the personal information of third parties in violation of law, no. Support pyramid or Ponzi schemes, matrix programs, or other get-rich-quick schemes, no. Certain multi-level marketing programs, certainly not. Are associated with purchases of annuities or lottery contracts, no. Layaway systems, certainly not. Offshore banking, never. Transactions to finance or refinance debts funded by a credit card, no, certainly not. Are for the sale of certain items before the seller has control or possession of the item, nope, nothing like that. Are by payment processors to collect payments on behalf of merchants, no. Are associated with the sale of traveler's checks or money orders, absolutely not. Involve currency exchanges or check cashing businesses. Oh, that's nothing to do with me. Involve certain credit repair, debt settlement services, credit transactions, or insurance activities. No, nothing even close. Involve offering or receiving payments for the purpose of bribery or corruption. No, what? Involve offering or receiving payments for the purpose of bribery or corruption. No. Involve the sales of products or services identified by government agencies to have a high likelihood of being fraudulent. No. And again, I didn't even sell merchandise on my site. So, that's the end of the acceptable use policy. There's some things here that say require approval, but again, this has nothing to do with me. Airlines or scheduled, non-scheduled charters, jets, air taxi operators, no, nothing like that. Selling stocks, bonds, securities, options, no, nothing like that. Providing file sharing services or access to news groups, or selling alcoholic beverages, non-cigarette tobacco products, e-cigarettes, prescription drugs, of course not. Activities involving gambling, gaming, or any other activity with an entry fee or prize. Never done anything like that. Never offered any kind of a lottery or anything like that. Casino games, sports betting, horse racing, sweepstakes, nothing. So this is where it's easy for me to make this video, send it to PayPal, and just say, just pointing out that you're complete and totally lying, that you've just chosen to remove my account for whatever discriminatory practice you want to invoke. You're calling it an AUP violation, and like I said, the only thing I can do when I talk to anybody is that they'll just tell me, nope, it's an AUP violation, it can't be overturned, and the decision is final. So that's basically it. If you go to, the PayPal user agreement, just to show people, again, that I've done nothing wrong, and that's the upsetting part. I understand rules and regulations, just like I understand YouTube's rules and regulations, and you have to, if you're going to operate within that framework, you have to try and abide, I guess, by the rules and regulations. And when you do, and they still remove you, well, then you start to see what's going on here. Then you start to see, well, anybody who's got a PayPal account, if you're accepting donations, just know you better keep that account clean as far as removing the money, because at any time they can just end your relationship, not offer services to you anymore, not talk to you on the phone. They'll just simply say, oh, under this account, sorry, we don't offer PayPal services anymore, I guess including talking to you. What I had was a business PayPal account, So you can read right here. It says, we recommend business PayPal accounts for people and organizations. Let's see if I'm following this. We recommend business PayPal accounts for people and organizations that primarily use PayPal to sell goods or services or accept donations. So that's all I did. That's what my account was for. And from there, I made payments, paid for bills, paid for water, paid for gas, paid for electricity, and paid for internet, paid my cell phone bill, things like that. That's what I paid out. And then the money coming in was from my Patreon. That's the account that my Patreon money went to. Now I've had to redirect that to a different account. That seems to be pretty safe, I guess, for now. But as far as the money that was in my account, that's gone, at least for 6 months, which is quite a hit to me when you live as simply as I do. I've told people before I need about $3,000 a month. That's basically all my bills. That's pretty simply. I don't have TV and other things that people pay for, direct TV or Comcast, cable or anything like that. So it's certainly an easy way to live. We don't have car payments. We don't have credit card bills. I've talked a lot about this before. People know kind of how simply I live and how we grow our own food, and we're really doing the right things as far as that goes. But this is it's definitely a hiccup. Definitely gonna have to deal with it and reroute some things and hope people change their donation methods. And again, there's so many problems with PayPal that and eBay, too. eBay was the same. Basically the same. I think they've had to separate for whatever reason. They don't call themselves the same company anymore, but they used to be basically joined at the hip. I've told people this story before, but there was one time, and I was doing a lot of eBay selling of books and also antiques and many other items. One of those things that we were selling for a while was silver. And I think I've told this story many times before, but there was one time I sold $600 in silver coins. There was these little Buffalo 1 troy ounce silver coins or something. I don't know. We bought them for when silver was low at $11 or so, and they got up to $15 or $16. I don't remember. This is 3 years ago or whatever. But I sold this $600 in these troy ounce silver coins. So what happened was we make the sale. Somebody chooses to buy them for the price that we were offering them, $600. We get the money directed into my PayPal account. We box up the silver coins in a U.S. mail priority box, and we ship them out. Okay, it has a tracking number. Everything's good. Then all of a sudden, the next message we get is from the guy who bought the coins, and he tells me, hey, all I got was a stapler. This really happened. And I said, what? And he said, all I got in the box was a stapler. I didn't get my my silver coins. I said, what are you talking about, a stapler? We sent you all these gold coins. Whatever. I remember how many of them it was, 40 or something. I don't remember. And he said, no, all I got was a stapler. I'm going to report you to eBay. And I'm like, what? Well, of course, he does his job from going to eBay and saying, hey, I just received a stapler. I didn't receive what I got. eBay froze the funds, told me to provide the tracking information, but okay, we did that. He did receive the package. He just said there was a stapler in there. They eventually pulled that $600 from my PayPal account and just said, sorry, we've sided with the buyer. So from my perspective, I still to this day, and how would I know whether or not somehow in the shipping process, I don't know if somebody at the post office somehow realized there was coins in there or something and replaced them with a stapler. I have no idea. Or whether it was the buyer. I really couldn't go after him because I don't know where along the line that happened. Certainly all I know is I sent a bunch of silver coins. So when I started seeing things like that happen, I said, man, I can't afford to have that happen to us. I mean, that we lost $600 in that business practice. So, I mean, these are the kind of things which led me to get away from eBay, start selling books on my own website. And also, when you sell books, there's not a problem of that happening. Nobody's going to steal a book and replace it with a stapler. But anyway, just showing you that these guys can kind of screw you at any moment. So I would definitely warn people that have PayPal, just know that at any time they can do the same thing. So anyway, it says exactly what goes on with business accounts here. With a business account, you can do things like blank, blank, blank. By opening up a business account or converting a personal PayPal account to business, You certify to us that you are using it primarily for a business or commercial purpose, which is exactly what I did. You also consent to PayPal obtaining your personal and or business credit report from a credit reporting agency at account opening and whenever we reasonably believe there is an increased level of associated risk with your business PayPal account. So again, and I can't find out from anybody, and I've sent an email off to AUP, and I guess we'll just have to wait and see, but that's the acceptable use. So yeah, I used to tell people, this is, by the way, if you want to donate to Globebusters, there is still a paypal.me/Globebusters that I think Bob just opened. I'm not sure if it's been there or not, but paypal.me, as you can see on the screen, /Globebusters if you want to donate to them. But if you try and type in, we'll do it here, paypal.me/Jaron, which was my PayPal address. If we press enter on there, you'll get this report. Sorry, we can't find that paypal.me profile. Either it doesn't exist or it was disabled by its creator, another lie, or it was disabled by PayPal. Try checking that the link is right, which it is, but isn't correct anymore. So they've taken away that particular avenue for me. So, what are you going to do? So that's the story there. Certainly sad. We'll go to this real quick here. Let me bring this up just so you can see where are we at here. Okay, I'm going to bring up this YouTube video just so you can see the same exact thing as what happened to Owen Benjamin. And also, I want to warn people about the language in this video, not just by Owen, but later there'll be some language that I'm going to show you in an event that I went to on Friday night that I haven't edited for content. So if there's any children listening, earmuffs right about now. So let's bring up Owen Benjamin. He's going to be talking. This happened live to him on the air. For me, it happened yesterday morning. This happened to him. I don't remember how long ago it was, probably 3-4 months. But you'll see it's the exact same thing. Let's have a listen.
Because I was always expecting it to shut down. Activity. Your account has limited access. You can't use PayPal anymore. I just got kicked off PayPal. Any bank or credit card information linked to your PayPal account cannot be removed, nor can it be used to create a new account. You can still log in to see your account information, but you can't send or receive money. Any money in your balance will be held for 180 days, which after will send you an email. Yeah, I just got kicked off PayPal.
All right.
Okay.
Fun.
Fine. Unauthorized.tv. Please sign up now if you want to support me, because I just lost all my supporters on PayPal. A lot of people had monthly support they would do on PayPal.
Gone.
Just lost all of it. So go to unauthorized.tv, please, and become a subscriber at the Feed the Bear section. Yeah, they just limited my ability to make money. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's that quick and that devastating. There's no warning. Not like, hey, you're doing this, or hey, you can clean this up, or hey, we're noticing this. No, it's nothing. It's just we refuse to do service. We refuse to give you service. We refuse to do business with you anymore.
Yeah. All right, guys, I got to go because I got to, tell Amy, like, we have to get a game plan because she's going to be a little worried, but she'll be fine.
And, I owe a lot to Owen, too, for, thank you so much, Owen. I don't know if you'll check this out, but thank you for the text messages when you found out what happened. Awesome to be on the same side. I totally agree with everything Owen says. What can we do? But, grin and bear it. See what I did there with the bear? Anyway, what are you going to do? It's not, you can't let them stop you. You just got to find a new method, a new direction, a new way. Owen has unauthorized.tv. He also gives out his P.O. box, which, I can do as well. And I also have Venmo still alive. So there is some avenues left. It's just they've gotten rid of a big portion of what I do and how I make my payments and pay bills and things like that. And they just erase it. And you have an account for 10 years. It's been going fine. There's never been any kind of fraudulent activity, nothing like that on that account. All it is, and maybe it's the increased donations. I would say in the last 2 weeks, I've gotten more donations than I ever have, simply because at the end of my movie, I said, if you want to send me $5. So interesting timing.
You finally pissed the Rothschilds off? Yeah, this one does hurt a little bit, but I knew it was possible. PayPal. PayPal fucked me. PayPal fucked me. It's all right. I'll grow my own food. Unauthorized.tv. Venmo equals PayPal. Gas App equals swear. All right. So what? It's not fake. Like the people say it's fake. It's not fake.
Right. And I've had a lot of people tell me that already. I've messaged a few people and they wrote back, well, is it a phishing scam? Is there something fake about it? And like, no. This is legit as it gets. The very first thing that happened was I noticed some activity on my card this week where, I have it set up that if I use my PayPal debit card, whatever it's called, I get updates on my cell phone. So if I go pay, $15 at the grocery store, I immediately get a text message that says $15 has been paid to Rayleigh's, whatever. And this week I got a text message that said, there may be a problem with your card. Please call this 1-800 number to correct it. So a day later, and I was like, what's this about? That's interesting. Didn't call the number. A day later, I saw 2 payments go through. They're set up as automatic payments, so they went through. One was for rent, one was for something else. I don't remember, Comcast internet, I think. Those 2 things went through, so I said, oh, well, there must be nothing wrong with the account. The payment still went through. A day later, I got another message that said the ban on the problem with your card has been corrected. You may now use your card as normal. So that happened like in a matter of 3 days, which was really weird. I've never seen that text message before say there's a problem with my card, and then 2 payments get processed, and the next day it says your card is fine. So I didn't think anything of it. Went to an event that we're going to talk about here in a little bit on Friday night, which talk about interesting things happening. I'll tell you this story. So we were driving home from this event on Friday night, which is in Sacramento. I'm going to actually show you some videos from that event here shortly. But we were driving home, and I knew when we went up to this event, we were running a little bit low on gas. We had about half a tank when we left home. It's about a 2.5-hour drive, 2-hour and 15-minute drive up north. We got to the event, had a great time, stayed pretty late. When we left, we just got in the car. Missa was kind of tired. She started to doze. I was listening to the radio pretty loud, and we just drove home. Well, about 10 miles from my home, when you have the gas pedal on, you're just pushing the gas pedal, and all of a sudden I notice it's not responding anymore. I said, what is going on? And I look at my gas tank, and it's empty. I'm like, usually our car makes some sort of ding sound or something to kind of alert you. I don't know if I had the radio on too loud, and it's impossible to go back and see why I didn't get notified, but I just never looked at my gas driving home. So all of a sudden we're on the freeway, and I pull over to the side of the freeway, and we're just stuck there. And we're like, well, what are we going to do? It's like, I don't know. I'll figure out something. So I thought to myself, oh, we can try and get an Uber, and I'm one of those people. I was trying to hold on for as long as I could. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there. I like to think of myself as the only one until this past Friday night. But I was like, man, I wanted to go as long as I could without ever using an Uber. But I said, well, let me try and sign up for Uber real quick, and we'll have somebody pick us up. Sure enough, I signed up for Uber, and then I tried to get it to pick us up. I'm sure people out there know how to use Uber. I've never used it before. But it wouldn't let him pick me up on the freeway. So I was like, well, man, we got to get across the freeway, which there was a fence and a railroad track right next to us. It's probably 1 o'clock in the morning at this point. So my wife and I had to get out of our car, lock it up, go over this fence, go across the railroad tracks, kind of trudge through some weeds, go across the street and get to this location where, again, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. It's just some side street. Anyway, we order a car, an Uber, and it's asking me which method I want to pay. And so I look up and I hit PayPal, and it said there's an account limitation or something's wrong with your account. I'm like, son of a buck. Does this have to do with that email and text message or the text messages I got about the card not working? I'm like, whatever. So they also have a Venmo option. So I use Venmo. Boom. Anyway, long story short, here comes a nice guy, Kevin, I believe, in a red Jetta. License plate YZ. No, I don't remember what the license was. Start with the Y. Anyway, he came and picked us up, drove us home. We were able to take the other car that we have, Mrs. car, go get gas, go put it in the car. End of long story. Sorry, I bored you. Anyway, that's where I first realized something was wrong, and we got home. Didn't end up getting home till 2:30 or 3 on Friday night, and I just went to bed. And I remember thinking as I went to bed, like, what is going on with the PayPal account? That's certainly strange. But woke up yesterday morning, jumped on PayPal, and that's when I saw that they've completely shut it down. So just to continue
I'll
this
show you
real
guys
quick.
right now. Hang on. That's amazing.
But people think that it's fake or there's some sort of no. It's legit. It's just they.
I'll obviously
shut
fight
down.
it, and we'll win.
So I don't know if I think he's still fighting it, as will I. I mean, I'm going to send them as many emails as I can to the email address that they gave me, but they did make a point to say that it's not overturnable. The decision is final. So, I don't even think there's anything I can really say other than I sent emails out yesterday and just said, please review my account. There's been nothing that goes against your AUP or your accepted use policy, nothing at all.
Hang on. See, look.
But he shows the same screen that I had.
Bada bing,
Can't
bada
use
boom.
PayPal anymore. You're gone. Banned.
All right. So there's that. So they
Banned for life, as Owen would say. So, yeah, interesting stuff. But that's basically it as far as... Oh, I see a bunch of Super Chats. Thank you guys so much. Oh, wow. This is awesome. Thank you for starting me off distilling my water. Thank you, Rob. Appreciate that and glad that you're doing that, getting the fluoride out of your water. And Paraplegic Bear says, well, at least Jupiter Chat is still working. That's next, brother. The small hats are upset. Absolutely. This is what happens when you speak against the powers that should not be. Thank you very much, Bob. Glowbusters, the community stands with you, Jaron. You're exposing them with truth, and they have to do whatever they can to stop people from seeing what kind of scum they are. Yep. I agree. We got your back. Keep up the great content. Thank you very much, Sooner Squatch. XJW Flat Earther, thank you very much. Fuck PayPal. Can't disagree with you on that one. Rebel, $20 Canadian, thank you very much. Hi, Jay. Been with you from the beginning. Love your content. Please get Rob back. You two were the best together. Rob. All right. Will do. Jason Schmidt. I don't know if that's the ex-Giants pitcher or keep up the awesome work, Jaron. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Jason. Artem again, $4.99. Could it be the recent Sophia Smallstorm show on Raw and the health supplements you discussed as they saw that as drug use? I now have a hate of PayPal. Yeah, I mean, obviously so do I, but I mean, at the same time, I never did anything wrong. It's a good service for 10 years. I would love to have nothing bad to say about it, but I can have nothing good to say about it at this point. I just warn people, be careful. Watch out. If you have money in PayPal, I would constantly remove it. Like I said, my Patreon money went into that account, and it stayed in there, and I was able to pay bills throughout the month with it. Never once did I ever think, oh, I need to take all that money out. It removes the purpose of the use of the account for me. If I pulled that money out, then how am I paying for my bills? How do I pay my gas, electric, water? It didn't make any sense. Why would I pull it out? But I'm warning you guys, if you have money in there like I did, it's going to be frozen. So, they've been able to freeze that $1,600, and I won't get it back for 180 days. Just the same thing happened to Owen. Could it be the Sophia Smallstorm? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the reason is at all. Says someone I've personally met and is the real deal. Thank you, Dave Marsh. You're awesome as well. I believe I'm going to see you in Amsterdam, and we're going to show that in a little bit here as well. Ban me as I'm about to donate. All right, Ron Tron, banned. But not for life, just for that 3 seconds. Fifi the Butterfly, $10. Thank you very much. Eric W., thank you as well. Paco Mac, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Mile High Scribs, $10 for Jaron, and $3 for the YouTube tax. Yes, give Google their 30% because they'll take it anyway. So thank you guys so much for those super chats. It means a lot. And like I said, I'm not going to let this scare me away. It's not going to stop me. I just have to reorganize the way I do things. Come at it from a different angle. Because you're right, next is probably super chats after that, or at the same time as that, it would be YouTube monetization. Patreon may go by the wayside. These are things at this point that I have to expect to happen. So let's look at this real quick, just because I just talked about it. Let's go here, a little easier to see. Just to mention again, the Flat Earth Convention in Amsterdam, which they've had to change the schedule a little bit. So if you're interested in coming, really, Friday is going to be a registration in the evening. You can meet the speakers. We'll have a campfire. and a little party. And then Saturday at the theater will be morning registration, and then we'll have speaker, lunch, speaker. So rather than kind of spreading it out on 2 days, they're going to condense it into a day. Then there'll be activism on the streets of Amsterdam with the Globli Euro Tour. So definitely check that out. And if you're interested, get tickets. Let me see. Do I have it open? Yes, here. You can click tickets up in the upper right-hand corner. Prices are very respectable. I think it's pretty much $100 for the weekend. So anyway, definitely go and check it out. If you're anywhere in that area, they haven't gotten the kind of response that they were expecting, so they've had to kind of change some things. But if you were thinking of going and just haven't signed up yet, I please ask you to go sign up for that. My ticket's already been purchased, so I'm already going. I'll be flying to Amsterdam, and so it would be be sad if they didn't have an event for any reason. And I don't think that's the direction right now. I think that they are planning on doing it, but instead of it being a 2-day event, they're just condensing us all down to 1 day. And if we click Amsterdam and speakers, we've got Dr. Zach, Karen Eru, comedy with Martin Leakey, Ian Leahy, Mark Devlin, myself, Paul on the Plane, Dave Murphy, otherwise known as Allegedly Dave, as well as Rodrigo Ferrari Nunes, the PhD. And then we've got the Globli Tour on Sunday. And it's put on by Gary John and Dee Dee. Hung out with both them. Also attending guests will be Dave Marsh, who I just shouted out for that awesome super chat. Thank you very much again, Dave. And Adam Meakin from Iron Realm Media, which will be awesome. And Nathan Oakley. Everybody knows Nathan and his Flat Earth Debates YouTube channel and his Nathan Oakley 1980 YouTube channel. So a lot of people will be there. If you're anywhere in the... Also, Daryl Marble will be there after traveling with that Globli Euro Tour. So definitely worth going. If you are in the area, want to come meet Eru, want to come meet Karen, myself, anybody, please head over there and sign up so that they know they're at least getting some response. That would be awesome. And again, we're talking about the FE convention. All these links, as always, will be in the description of this video. So at the end of this video, I go through and collect all my little links and load them right below the introduction there in the description. So you'll be able to find a link to this FE convention and a link to the speakers, and then also I will open up a link for the tickets. Yep, there we go. So I have that ready for you. So check it out. I would love to see you there. It will be fun. That's an awfully long trip for me. About a 15-hour flight, I believe. So it'll be awesome if I can meet some of you, and some more people that haven't signed up will sign up now that they've seen pretty good speaker cast there. It should be fun. Packed day on Saturday, and then some fun on Friday and Sunday. So please join us at the FE convention in Amsterdam, and that link will be in the description. Also, real quick, just a shout out, head over to P900 Cool Picks. This will also be a link in the description. Most of you know Dez from Sheeps and Neeps, has been battling cancer for over a year now. Unfortunately, his fight is coming sadly to an end, and we have to say goodbye soon. So they're collecting money for a funeral. So if you want to help out with that, this video gives you the link here. But I will put this link as well and the link to the video in the description. So hopefully you guys can help out with that. Really a sad, situation, but let's help send him out the right way. He's done great work for Flat Earth, and it's sad to see that maybe he's not going to be able to beat that cancer. So sorry about that. Sad note, I know. And let's see. So the thing that happened this week that I want to show you that was really cool. On Friday, I went and saw... Let me get down here. I see some other super chats. Yes, Gorilla Farilla. F PayPal. Well, yeah, can't disagree with you there. And I'm going to send in that, in the email, a link to this video and just show them that basically they've been called out as liars unless they can prove somehow that anything I've done is against their acceptable use policy in any way, and it simply isn't. So, they have to come up with another reason. It certainly looks like to me discrimination based on my religious viewpoints. It's all I can say. If you say that you believe in a creator and you think that the Earth is special, it's not zooming around in outer space, it's not orbiting the sun at 66,000 miles per hour. If you say those things, they're going to cut off your PayPal usage as maybe a warning to other people. You know, I saw it happen to Owen and thought, oh man, do I need to be careful with mine? And I said, well, I don't see them having a reason. And now I realize why that was the wrong thought. So I hope people out there aren't thinking the same thing. Like, oh, do I have a problem with my PayPal? And then they think, well, I don't have a reason for them to kick me off, so I think I'm fine. Well, that's the same case as me. So obviously that didn't work to think that way. And again, we just have to find other ways. So I'm sure everybody has heard of Sam Tripoli. If you haven't, you should definitely check out the Tinfoil Hat podcast that's on the Sam Tripoli YouTube channel. He's got a website, which is samtripoli.com. And recently I heard him talking on his Tinfoil Hat podcast to Eddie Bravo, and they were going through some of the shows that they had coming up. And they had a show in Sacramento. So if you scroll down here, you'll see next to shows, they've got one coming up on the 9th, 8/9/2019 in Indianapolis. They have one following that, 8/10 in St. Louis. They're in Bakersfield, 8/17. That's also California. Then they're going to Washington, 9/7, and they'll be in San Francisco, 9/13. And you can click all events and see the events that they'll be having. Well, what it is it's like a conspiracy-related stand-up comedy show. So the one thing that's not listed here anymore because now it's past, but on 8/2, which was this past Friday night, they had an event up in Sacramento at Harlow's. And let me bring over here. Yeah, so what I thought was interesting is I went to Harlow's where you can purchase tickets. This was this past Friday night, so it doesn't, unless you want to go check out what Harlow's is for your own amusement, it doesn't really do any good. But when you went to Harlow's the other day, I clicked on the event with Eddie Bravo and Sam Tripoli. This is what you read. It says, Sam Tripoli, the host of one of America's most popular conspiracy-themed podcasts, Tinfoil Hat, is bringing his provocative worldview to the stage in a special night of stand-up comedy and far-out theories. Joined for this limited... Can I bring this up? What do I do? Oh, here we go. Joined for this limited engagement by fellow status quo provocateur and Joe Rogan podcast regular Eddie Bravo, the dissenting duo will turn conventional thinking and historically accepted accounts on its collective ear. You're under the impression that man really walked on the moon? You've assumed all these years that the world was round. Sam and Eddie have a collection of entertaining observations on those widely held positions and many others like them, and you will start laughing. That will start you laughing but leave you thinking. So, super cool to see that they had put that in there. I said, man, I got to go support these guys. Tickets weren't too expensive. They were around $20 a piece. My wife and I said, hey, that's worth a 2.5-hour drive. Let's go check it out. The thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make a video where I kind of put some of this stuff together rather than here. I'll show you a few things. Also, Eddie Bravo gave me this shirt. I took a picture of it. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Eddie Bravo sent it to me just this week. So cool. This is his 10th plane t-shirt with the Flat Earth map here. I think it's tremendous. One of my new favorite shirts. So thank you very much. Shout out to Eddie Bravo for sending that to me in the correct size. So I really appreciate that. So that was the shirt. Anyway, Eddie Bravo and Sam Tripoli were on stage. The place was packed. I don't know how many people were there. It might have been 200-300. Couldn't tell you. So there's a lot of videos here. And like I said, I'm going to put all these together. They were signing autographs after. Eddie Bravo was in the street, basically holding court. It was great just having people gather around him, talk to him. I was talking to a few people inside who recognized me, which was awesome. And you can kind of see here just Eddie Bravo. Here's Eddie Bravo and I. I'll play that momentarily. Here's Eddie and I. Hopefully you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. Yeah. So it was a good time. He does a great job for Flat Earth. Here was him and I just standing outside the street after the show, talking. Like I said, I was there late. He was there talking forever, holding court like it was basically church. Man, people were just dying to hear from Eddie. Definitely good fun. So I'll show a couple of those. But let me start by thank you very much for the super chat by Reopen 911. Appreciate that. And I'll get back to some of those. Let me pop over here just so we can watch. Like I said, I'll put all this together because I did record quite a bit from there. So let me bring up this. There we go. And we'll just listen to a little bit of the comedy. Again, any children out there, earmuffs. This event was a 21 and over only event. So if you're not 21 or over, I doubt you should be listening to the videos I'm going to show. But again, just to show you what a great breath of fresh air it is, and to hear these guys from Tinfoil Hat give their opinions on everything. I think the three of them that were there were Xavier Guerrero, who's also a panel member on the Tinfoil Hat podcast, Sam Tripoli, and Eddie Bravo. Each got up there and gave sets, and it was hilarious. Let's start with this one and see what we get here.
Then I finally agreed to, okay, I'll come on at the end.
So this is going to be Eddie Bravo just talking a little bit about Flat Earth. Again, I apologize about the language, but let's listen to him talk about being a Flat Earther.
Okay, just kind of sneak on a little bit. I so don't want to be a conspiracy theorist. It sucks. Especially a Flat Earther. Oh my God, that's the worst one. That's the worst one. People say, oh, it's a cult. It's a cult. I know, dude. Cults. There's a lot of pussy in cults, okay? People be getting pussy in cults. There's zero pussy in Flat Earth. Nobody's getting any pussy. If you're a Flat Earther and you're proud, say, hey.
So anyway, he goes on. Maybe I could play a little bit. It's pretty fun.
If you're on the fence and embarrassed about it, say, ho. Oh, you're on the fence. All right. 18 months, you'll be a Flat Earther. 18 months. It takes about, once you're on the fence, it takes about 18 months to 2 years, and then boom, you're just like, fuck it, okay. Fucking Flat Earther, god damn it. Fucking ridiculed, everyone calls you a fucking idiot.
So pretty funny. It's just great to hear. I mean, everything was brought up in the Clinton kill count, anything you can imagine under that Flat Earth under the conspiracy umbrella was at this event. Let's listen to this portion.
When we do a podcast and I'm biting my tongue, they bring up Elon Musk, and I'm biting my tongue like in those old Western movies where you get shot and they gotta carve that bullet out and they pour whiskey on it and they give you a strap of leather to bite on. That's how I bite my tongue. My tongue is that leather. Oh, Elon Musk is amazing. He's so amazing.
So I love, what's better than, I'm just laughing again, what's better than hearing comedy talk shit about Elon Musk? It's just classic. It's great. It's exactly the way I feel. You hear people, oh, Elon Musk, he's the greatest genius ever, and he's just talking about biting his tongue.
I bite that motherfucking tongue. Like I don't. But then he started fucking bringing out the whiskey shots. And then when I see Joe light the fuck, I go, dude, you know I'm gonna fucking talk about conspiracy theories. As I'm smoking, I start setting everything up. And then I go deep. And then I gotta defend myself. And then fuck. And then I drive home and I'm all paranoid and shit. I'm like, they're gonna get me. They're gonna get me.
So I just wanted to show you a few little clips. Like I said, I recorded a lot, so I'll put those together.
Obama found out that the Hezbollah was selling drugs in America. And the DA was about to palm. So he fucking stopped the DA from investigating.
Oh, so anyway, that was a little portion of Sam Tripoli. I don't want to play too much. Like I said, I'm going to do a video kind of about the event and recommend it to people. But I just thought that was fun. I don't know. You want to support these guys? Please go check it out. If it's coming anywhere close to you, again, you can go to samtripoli.com. If it's coming close to you, it's great laughs. It's all awake people. So many people love my shirt. Half the people that were there and saw my shirt thought that I was a NASA fan. And they're like, NASA, what are you doing here? And I said, oh, no, read the bottom. Because all they can see is the NASA, but then you have to show them the bottom. Like, oh, great, okay, great, because space is fake. There were just so many people there. A couple people shouted me out, as I was walking around. Somebody would say, Jaron. I just turn around like, what? And it's just some person that recognizes me from the channel. Hey, just love your channel. Just wanted to say what's up. So it was just awesome event, getting to meet all those guys, getting to meet Sam Tripoli, getting to meet Eddie. It's the first time I've met him in person. We've texted back and forth before, but he came on the Jeranism Raw podcast or the TFR show. He's been on that. And if you haven't checked that out, that is on my Jeranism Raw channel. And I'm going to have him on again. So, we're going to talk again. We talked about it this past Friday. So let me transition this over to here just so we can hear a couple more things. I don't want to show a lot of the actual event, but I'll show you some. Let's see here if I can bring this up.
All those videos are right. Anything you put flat Earth, so that means it's real. Like, YouTube tells you it's real. Are they hiding Sandy Hook? They deleted all the Sandy Hook videos. What does that tell you? What does common sense tell you? It was real. That was a false flag. They're trying to cover it up. I mean, they tell you. They tell you.
So, he's outside just talking to everybody, telling them, they're hiding flat Earth videos. That should tell you something. When they're blocking PayPal accounts for people who say that the Earth may not be a spinning ball, that should tell you something, So he just went on and on. We were filming a lot of it outside, talking to a lot of people. These people inside were great.
Some cameras, like GoPro cameras.
So, just a lot of fun. This was Sam at the door. Eddie outside, just everything he was having to say. You could just bring up any of these videos, and he's talking about something important.
We're talking about God. You know what I mean? So, you can get a kid to believe anything. So the transgender, you can easily get a boy.
I mean, everything he's talking about, I wanted to play, but I'll have to put it in a separate video. Just wanted to show you what was going on. So, this is Eddie and I when I first went up to him, I believe.
You're Jared. Oh, shit.
NASA going nowhere
Dude,
since
I didn't even know what you looked like.
No?
And you know what? Dude.
Well, the whole time we
Going nowhere.
I saw Eddie look at me 2 or 3 times, and I thought it was because he recognizes me, because I guess I assume people who have seen my videos know what I look like, but some people have only seen some of my videos where I don't show my face, which is understandable since I don't like to show it much. I don't think anybody needs to look at anybody that ugly. But if you listen here, he's just laughing because the whole time when he was reading my shirt, he thought I was a NASA fan. He thought that's why. So it's just funny for him to realize now what the shirt actually says.
I knew you were.
Yes.
That's where I saw several
You
people
had
like
me
looking at me
going,
like,
man. I'm like, because I'm talking, like I'm cracking space to these people over here. I'm like, this motherfucker's still on the space shit over here. I'm like, he hasn't shook off the space shit. It's like, it's all the same shit. It's all the same shit. It's like people, they have a hard time with the space thing, the flat Earth, because they imagine that there's no way we're on like a disc floating through space. There's no way.
So fun, and that's, I don't want to play it all here because, like I said, I want to put a video together where.
You're like, look, that's the conspiracy theory. And meanwhile, they're going, we got them hook, line, and sinker. They think we're hiding UFOs. But then when you learn that that's what they were doing, they were trying to get us to think that they were hiding UFOs. You can go to that base and go.
So, yeah, we went on and on, talked a lot, took a picture, like I said, and just stood there and listened to him talk. No matter what he's talking about is great.
It's in your face. He hangs out with Joe Rogan. He hangs out with Brian Callen.
Brian Callen,
They don't even know. Brian Callen for sure is Boston.
Yeah, right.
He's been in TV forever.
Yeah, so it could go on and on there, but like I said, I don't want to ruin the video that I want to do. These people, we were standing outside for, it must have been an hour and a half. And there was a couple times where he told us to turn off our videos and said some more interesting things and, stuff about Epstein and other things. But it's great fun, See here.
I don't want to be a host of the show.
Go for it.
I enjoy a lot of.
So, yeah, and Eddie's talking about, he doesn't want to be a host of any show. He's been offered shows, conspiracy shows, just like Joe Rogan was. I think, is this? I'm not sure.
Babe, who are you?
Oh, there's Sam Tripoli.
Have you heard my joke?
Oh, here's a Sam Tripoli joke.
A Nazi, a Scientologist, a Satanist, and a pedophile walk into a bar. What do? Invent NASA.
Nice. I love it. Yep, perfect.
That's a true story.
That is a true story.
Great laughs. It was a lot of fun. So I just wanted to bring that up, and hopefully people will support those guys because I think they're doing great work. Unfortunately, I am sure that they still have their PayPal available, so maybe you can catch that. But go to samtripoli.com. I put up the wrong graphic. There you go. samtripoli.com, spelled the way it is on the screen. And like I said, scroll down, find the events if you live anywhere near Indianapolis, St. Louis, Bakersfield, Washington, San Francisco, and there's more. You will enjoy yourself so much. So many like-minded people there. Of course, they each gave long stand-up comedy sets talking about conspiracies. The majority of it is all conspiracies, really. It's a great group of people. Everybody there was awake, and it was just great to get together. It's kind of like these Flat Earth conferences where you get together with a bunch of like-minded people and just have a great time. Not promoting hate, not promoting fear, just having a good laugh. And if we're not laughing, at this point, we're crying. And the other thing is, there's a lot of things that they talk about that even I don't agree with necessarily. But the thing about it is you have to think of a buffet. And I think that I talked about this if you heard my conversation with Mel Fabregas, and Mel was the one who brought it up, and I just thought it was so true, where he was saying that, you go to a buffet with a friend, and you guys pick and choose from the buffet what you like, and you don't get on each other's case about, what, you don't like the, potato wedges? Why aren't you eating the rice pilaf? Why are you having shrimp? Or you don't like the white rice I like? No, you go to a buffet and you pick and choose what you like. And really, the conspiracy world is like that as well. You should be able to go to a show like this and take in the information and have a great laugh or two. And then just if there's something said that you don't agree with, you just discard it. Some things that they talk about on Tinfoil Hat, I'm not on the same page with. Oh, well. I love the content. I love people who are speaking out. And we need to keep laughing, like I said, because it's so funny and so sad and so obvious. So if you're not laughing, you're crying. And so if you're doing comedy or you have podcasts, talk shows, skits, YouTube live streams, whatever, Twitch, multicasts, or Facebook live feeds, whatever it is, support those guys because we need them all out there. And if they don't agree 100% with the things that you agree with, well, it's okay. It's just like the buffet. You take what you like, leave what you don't. If you don't like the rice pilaf, don't eat the rice pilaf. It's kind of that simple. Just got another Venmo. Thank you very much from Michael. He says, can't believe what happened. You inspired me to genuinely research for myself and never believe what man tells you. Yeah, great. So I really do appreciate those people who are finding other ways of donating. Let me go down a little bit here. I see a couple more super chats. Paraplegic Bear says, if you chop your wing off and become Jainism, they will welcome you back. I know, I thought about that, but unfortunately that's not the direction I'm going. They're just going to have to keep shutting it down one by one by one, and I'm going to keep forging ahead, figuring out new ways, whether that's a website people can go to catch my videos, whether that's offering them on Vimeo. I don't know yet. All I can do is keep going, keep doing what I'm doing, and hope everything works out. They can't knock me down. Well, they can knock me down, but they can't keep me down. Let's put it that way. And Matt Byman, thank you very much for the super chat. And so, yeah, that was what I did on Friday night. That was at Harlow's in Sacramento. Again, there's probably 200 people there. I'm not sure. There's no way for me to count them. But it was a pretty nice bar, kickback location right there in downtown Sacramento, and had a big couple laughs. It was just great. I love comedy. I love stand-up comedy. And when you've got three guys that are all there from the Tinfoil Hat podcast talking conspiracies, bringing up the Clintons, bringing up Obama, bringing up anything you can imagine, it was all included. And so, yeah, I want to make a video about that shortly and kind of put all those clips together because, like I said, there's a ton of clips. If you go through here, there's just lots of videos going outside and just lots of listening to Eddie hold court. Like I call it, Sunday Mass.
All day.
So here he's talking about space.
I have a 7-year-old. That's all they get. They put space into everything. That Frozen. Frozen's going to go out in space. She's going to be on a meteor, and there's going to be a spaceship in Frozen. They're going to work. They work space and aliens and everything.
Water?
I'm giving them blue pills all day.
And the cool thing about what they do, too, is that after the show, they all were out front. So you could talk to any of the three guys. And, like I said, we stand there and listen to Eddie talk for probably an hour or more. I don't remember what time the event got done. We didn't get on the road till late. And then, of course, had the fun experience of running out of gas, like a idiot does, like I did. But again, it was all part of the story just to show that something was up with my PayPal account when I couldn't book an Uber with it. Then to find out the next morning that I have been unceremoniously banned from PayPal. Pretty sad. It should show you, though, what goes on here and how hard it is to do the work that we do, or the work that Owen Benjamin does, or the work that some of these truth sayers are saying out there. They're going to try and stop you any way that they can. And when you're rewarded, I mean, just think, if I had a channel where I did nothing but promote space, well, I would never have my channel removed. I would never have my PayPal removed. I would never go against any YouTube violations as long as I promote space and talk great about Elon Musk and say what a hero, Buzz Aldrin is, and how fantastic it was. We went to the moon, and for some reason we can't go back. If you say those things, you're fine. But the second that you go against the status quo, you come out looking for truth, trying to expose liars, you will get shut down. And it may be not right away. I'm certainly not saying, if you're a flat earth believer, if you believe in the creator, you're going to have your PayPal taken away. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not in a month, maybe not in a year. But eventually they can do it. And in my case and in Owen's case, they will do it. And they can do it for no reason. They can lie and say it's an AUP violation, even though no such violation exists or ever existed. There's nothing they can pinpoint. They won't even talk to you. They'll just use an automated system to tell you that they no longer offer you services. And even if you get around that and finally talk to somebody, of course, when you call PayPal or any credit card, the first thing that they ask for is, what's your social security number or what's your account name? And the second I give that to them, they say, oh, sorry, we don't offer you PayPal services anymore. Oh, well, can we talk about it? Nope, we don't know anything about it. Nothing is listed on our side. The only thing that's listed is it was an AUP violation. You can email this email address, AUPviolations at PayPal, but none of these decisions can be overturned. So the decision is final, basically telling you that it's no good. Now, again, like I said, I've emailed them, and I will probably send them another email. I also did find online an address, a physical address, so I'm going to mail them a physical letter explaining exactly why I think that they've made this error. But do I think it's coming back? No. No. Do I think that in a week my PayPal will be returned to me? Absolutely not. Do I think that's the right thing to do? 100%. Absolutely. The best thing, the right thing for them to do is to realize that there's no mistakes or nothing that goes against their accepted use policy has been committed, and to realize that they made a mistake, but they're probably not going to do that. It's the same thing that happened with Owen, and I'm sure many others. There's people like James Fetzer, and a lot of other people that have had the same thing happen to their PayPal. They just refuse to do service with you anymore. Maybe that's their hope, that you shut down and stop doing what you're doing, but it's not going to work in my case. Same thing with Owen Benjamin. We got to grin and bear it and move on. So that's basically what I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to show you guys what I did on Friday night that was, a lot of fun. And I'm going to keep speaking truth. I'm going to keep exposing liars. And the latest liar in that group is unfortunately none other than PayPal. And if they disagree with that, well, then they can simply show me exactly where I broke any part of their policy. We went through the policy together. You've watched my videos. If you're watching this, anybody who's ever watched any of my videos knows for a fact that I have not done anything wrong in that whole list. You've seen my videos. I've never said, oh, buy this gun or do this. No. Or go out and commit this crime. Never. So if I did do something like that, then PayPal should easily be able to show me and say, this is the reason. And then I would understand. Oh, that makes sense. But when you just refuse to talk to anybody, you give them no answer, you tell them it can't be overturned, it's simply they've chosen to no longer do business with me. Again, in my opinion, it's because of discrimination based on my religious viewpoints, if you want to call them that. So if you're a Christian out there, or you're somebody with another religious viewpoint, be careful. Because if you say anything beyond what's allowed, they're going to remove you from their platform. Next, I'm sure, is Patreon. Next after that. So in the coming week or so, I'll be deciding which direction I'm going to go as far as maybe opening up a website that is some sort of subscription website. I don't know yet. I just have to look out for ahead. I have to see the writing on the wall. Because if I just kind of say, oh, well, this happened to PayPal, but everything else will be fine, well, who knows if in a month or 2 months, Patreon is next. And in a month or 2 months, then my YouTube monetization is next. Even though I've broken no rules in the Patreon rule. And if you're a patron of mine, you know that I don't post things on Patreon. Just because that's the safest way to stay away from. If we don't post anything there, then there's nothing they can ever say that you're... but can they do the same thing that PayPal did? Probably. Right? So I have to be ready for that. Same thing with YouTube. I don't think I'm doing anything that goes against their partner program. But then again, they can just unceremoniously remove me as well at any time. Now, is it wrong for them to do it? Absolutely. I'm not breaking their rules. I'm not going against the rules. But now that I realize that I didn't break any rules with PayPal, and I'm gone. So, Bedros Peter Bedrosian. Loved your stream with Owen. F PayPal and wish the best for you guys. God bless and long live the Bears. Yeah, shout out to all the Bears. They've been awesome to Owen. I'm hoping I have a small part of that audience as well because they're just good people supporting what they like so it doesn't go away. So thank you very much for that. Christopher Lees says, it's because you're doing great, kid. Thank you very much. Christopher Lees, I appreciate that. Wyvis Benini says, thanks for your great work, Jaron. I love your work, but I really miss some debunked videos from the ISS, NASA. Are you planning on any more video? Yeah, I would love to do more of that stuff. The only thing with what I used to do a lot of is I used to sit down and watch a lot of live spacewalk videos, live ISS videos. But really, if you go back in the timeline, and maybe I should do some more, but what happened was I used to watch that stuff very closely. And then the famous or infamous, depending on how you look at it, SpaceX travesty happened where SpaceX, and I found him, there's a video on my channel, you can check it out, called SpaceX Changes Their Live Stream. SpaceX did something that isn't possible for any channel to do. Also goes against the terms of service of PayPal, so you don't see them losing their account. I'm sorry, of YouTube. But they changed their live stream by removing a portion of it and putting it where it should have gone in the live stream, and I've got proof of that on my channel. You can see flat out that they actually were able to rearrange things in a live stream. And it's not like in the description it says, oh, this was edited on this date, streamed live on this date, edited on this date. No, they were able to keep it saying streamed live on this date, even though they had changed portions of it. Well, when I realized that they have the ability to do that, and it must take, because it's impossible, this is what people, I feel like when I'm saying this, that people won't grasp what I'm saying. You need to be very clear here that what I'm saying is, if you go to my video called, Proof SpaceX Changed Its Live Stream, you will see that in that video is the proof that they were able to do something that isn't possible on YouTube. It's impossible. I cannot do this live stream that I'm doing right now and then post it as a live stream and then somehow move portions of it around. Meaning, oh, I said something at the end that I wanted to say at the beginning. I want to cut this part out. No, that's when you do that, you're editing a video, and then you have to re-upload the new version. Well, when you do that, obviously it's not going to say streamed live anymore. The one thing that you can do, according to YouTube policies, is you can chop off the beginning or the ending of your video. But in their policy, it says specifically that in order to do that, you must not have over 100,000 views. So, for instance, if you're watching this live today, and it's Sunday, August 4th, at the beginning of this show, you would have seen my little countdown clock, countdown from, I don't know, a minute and a half or something. I do that because it's kind of fun to watch the people start watching. That's when people get the alert, so people are on their phones. They, oh, Jaron's going live. They click on it. I can watch the people start to join. Gives them about a minute and a half to join, and then I start the live stream. Sometimes after a week or two, I'll go in and I'll cut off that portion. Now, number one thing, I have not reached 100,000 views. So it's possible. I can go to that video and I can trim off that first minute and a half. This way, anybody who watches the video in the future, it just starts with my intro, the Earth blowing up, that whole scene, but doesn't actually show them the countdown. Now, that's allowed. That's according to YouTube policy. But you can't do that if you have over 100,000 views. Well, of course, when SpaceX goes live, every one of their videos immediately has millions of views. yet they're able to go in and chop off the beginning or the end. That's one thing. That's okay. That I understand. Even if they do it with 1 million views, and I'm like, well, that shouldn't be allowed. It's against their policy. Okay, I could see why you could chop the beginning or the ending off, even if you have a few million views. Even though it's against policy, I can see why that's done. The thing that is impossible to do is, and if people remember, the one I'm talking about is the specific one where they had the Tesla in space. They had the Tesla car that was released. It's the biggest bullshit you've ever seen. But at one point, towards the end of the show, they had that scene where the doors open. And, maybe I need to show it. But they have that scene where the doors open. What they did is, because that was in the wrong place, they showed it at the end of the video where that's not where it goes. It goes when it really happened. Well, their live stream was somehow changed. And you can show this. I show it on my video. Here's the original live stream. Here's the live stream that's up now. And the original live stream had the piece where the thing opens in the wrong place. And they were able to move it, which is impossible to do. Unless you have some sort of backroom access, unless you have a way of doing something that no other channel has the ability to do, which then I realized, well, wait a second. So SpaceX and NASA have the ability to change live streams. So I really shaded away, or at least shied away, from looking so intently into their live streams, because I realized, wait a second, these can be changed. Meaning, if I go to a NASA channel and it says this spacewalk was live streamed on such and such date. Okay, great. So I used to watch that and say, okay, this is a live stream, so everything that's happening here must have been happening. I'm trying to follow the order, everything. But then I realized, well, wait a second. If SpaceX is able to change the order of things, delete things, then what am I going to sit here and stare at this spacewalk for 6 hours for? If anything that possibly went wrong, anything that could possibly happen, any glitch, anything that I could pick out has probably been removed. And I wouldn't have no way of knowing that, because they're allowed to keep up the words that say streamed live on such and such date. So hopefully people understand how big of a deal that is. It's a huge deal to realize that there are ways that people can load YouTube videos. They can say streamed live on such and such date, but those videos can be changed. It's altering history. That's what you're doing. Because anybody who goes to that video is looking at it and saying that was streamed live on such and such date. Let me see here. I'm going to try and bring up that video real quick just to show you. Again, thank you guys for joining me. So I'm just looking at a few things that I see here. Interesting. So there's even some... Oh, you're not looking at what I'm looking at. Sorry. So I was just noticing this is a Reddit post. Never seen this before. Just interesting that people are showing my video. So this is the video here. Let me bring it up. Oops. Let's go to YouTube instead on that. So this is my video. It's only got 119,000 views. Or NASA lies, fake space. It's got 119,000 views. You see 3.2 thousand thumbs up, 3.2 thousand thumbs down. So one of my most disliked videos. And why? Well, because I point out what is the scariest thing to space-loving nincompoops, which is, wait a second, you're telling me that things that we think are live can be edited? And the answer is truly yes. Numerous ways I show that graphic. Sorry. Numerous ways that I show you that they're changing the live stream. You can see here, I said edited, original live stream, edited live stream. Why? Because they had the wrong video. And it proves that there's a problem. And it proves that they're liars. And it proves that they're able to change. You see here, original live stream seen on February 8th. And then you can see what they've done. Edited live stream as now seen on the SpaceX YouTube channel. The problem isn't so much the edit as it is that they're able to do it and not tell anybody that it's been edited. So I go through and show all the nonsense of this video. You remember this nonsense. And I wanted to show, if I could find it here, just the difference. You can see here I have it listed original live stream, edited live stream, to show that because the thing landed incorrectly. How do I find this here? So you can see the original live stream is up here, and then the edited one is down here. And you'll see what they did is they replaced the video. Well, the problem with this, folks, is it's impossible to do. So I don't know how clear. So you can see here the change, that they replaced the video, which tells me that any mistake that they make, any mistake, can simply be changed. So, that's the problem that I don't know if people realize yet, that if you go, did I include a link? Let me see if I included a link here. Oh, yeah. So this is a link to the SpaceX live stream, the edited one. But I want to show you, it's got 24 million views. Hopefully you can see that down here. 24 million views. And it says here, streamed live on February 6, 2018. Okay? Streamed live. So there's no notice in here that this has been edited at all. And yet I can show you on the live stream or on my video that, and here's one way you can tell the difference too. See down here, this little, I don't know what that is. It's like a number code or whatever. Hopefully you see that. Let's go back to my video real quick. And I can show you that that number code, see it down here, is the edited live stream. This is the original live stream. So the original live stream, there is no little code down here, and there's no code over here, and there's no code over here. There was no codes, but what they did is they had to replace it. And also the other part, let me see if I can find the part of the fairing open. When this fairing opens here, let's see if we can find it. Let me play. Sorry, I was making it. Oh, yeah, so this part here. When this fairing opens, you'll see that this is now part of the edited live stream, as seen now on the SpaceX YouTube channel. But it wasn't there in the original. So how were they able to get this screenshot? How were they able to get this video and input it inside of a live stream? Do you understand the impossibility of that? A lot of people still don't get it. And obviously people don't get it. And the fact of, this is the worst video. In fact, maybe I can't say that that's the worst. Maybe there's worse. But when you're looking at 3.2 thousand thumbs up and 3.2 thousand thumbs down, and all I'm doing is showing, we'll read the little description here. It says, a quick video in reply to those who have asked for a more concise explanation of what I am accusing SpaceX of doing and why it's not allowed for other channels. So here it is covering 3 things only, including 100% proof. Number 1, SpaceX trimmed its live stream. They did this after they had millions of views, which is against YouTube policy. Only videos with less than 100,000 views can trim live streams. Okay, that's one thing. And like I said, I can let that pass. That's fine. Number 2, they placed a video in and on top of the live stream video. This is never allowed for any channel, nor does anyone even know how you can do it. Okay? There is no way for me to do that. I can't, for instance, in this live stream that you're watching now, I can't later go in and insert a different scene somewhere in the middle. I can't do that. It's impossible. And even if I'm assuming if I did, it would certainly not say anymore. Like my videos say here, published on February 14th, 2018, right? So if in this video I decided to go make a change, I say, I didn't say this right, I'd like to change this part, okay, whatever, then I would have to re-upload the video, and the video would say published on the new date. Maybe today, if I re-uploaded it today, right? That's what would happen. So it's impossible for me to take a live stream and insert video into the middle of it. It's absolutely impossible. However, SpaceX did it. So you can start to see the problem when I realized this is only because I was recording the live stream as it happened and then was able to look days later at the live stream and say, well, wait a second. How did this happen? And I believe the other person who found it was Smarter Every Day. Smarter Every Day did a video where he was talking about, well, why does this screen here, when you're looking at the edit, he says, why is this screen the same? And he does a whole video about it, and then people were messaging him saying, dude, what are you talking about? It's a different screen. Well, the reason why is because he also recorded the live stream, saw that it's the same video. This is the same video. If you look at the original, all they did was just move it over. So you'll see how this cuts off this fin here, and this one's just a little bit over, but it's the same exact video. And this is what they did. Okay? This is what they did. And they just moved the camera over a little bit and convinced people it was the same thing. But then in the re-uploaded live stream, if you go there today, like we just did a second ago, you will see that the video has been replaced. It's now an edited live stream, but there's no mention that it's been edited. So sorry if I'm harping on this, but I don't know how to get it across to people what exactly went on. You have to realize SpaceX, who the hell is SpaceX? There's some private company, but they have the ability to do something in a live stream that no other YouTube channel has the ability to do, simply because they're promoting space. They have some sort of backroom access to where they're able to edit their live streams and still keep them up and call them live. So I don't know how else to get it across that what they did was impossible. And then number 3, I said they moved an out-of-sequence fairing separation, which is what we just watched when that little thing separated and the car showed itself. They moved an out-of-sequence fairing separation to the place it was supposed to be. Again, no other YouTube channel has this ability. And I put essentially SpaceX has changed history. This is exactly what they've done. Because again, if we go forward one video here, if we go to this video, if somebody shows up and they check out this live stream, and I'll go to the end here where the thing lands, or let's see if we can find where the thing opens here. Yeah, so I'll play this part here. So again, you'll look down here, streaming live on February 6th, 2018. Okay, so it's streaming live. Everyone's watching live, and they show this thing, and it busts open. Okay, and I think I've shown people before, if you look up here at the speed and altitude, this scene of that thing bursting open was placed inside of their live stream, meaning it wasn't here. It wasn't here the night they did the original live stream, and I'm able to prove that. So, by going to here, let's see here if I can find where exactly it is that. Yeah, now this is the edited one, so I'm showing you what it's now on their thing. But at the time, when they got to that height, nothing of that sort happened. Okay, so you have to understand that. I also show here where you can see the original live stream when it had 102,000 kilometers and 115, and then the edited live stream. And again, people might say, oh, well, these things are inconsequential, Jaron, what you're showing. No, they were able to change the live stream. And I have the proof. So, I mean, again, why do I get 3.2 thousand dislikes? Well, it's because you're proving to people the problem, So this here just shows SpaceX trimmed portions of the live stream, which is not allowed for videos with 100,000 views or more. That's proven in this video that they did that. SpaceX inserted new video over the original live stream. It's not allowed ever. In fact, it's impossible. It's by anyone. How is this even done? And no one's been able to answer that. And third, SpaceX moved an out-of-place segment to where it should have been. This is outright deception. No other explanation. There's nothing else you need to know about that. So I recommend checking out this video. I scroll down and show people the exact time. Oh, showing you that the original live stream that I have recorded is 43:09. Let's listen to 4 minutes and 18 seconds. The problem here is that we know that channels are allowed to trim their videos, but as the policy here states, it isn't allowed for any video that has reached 100,000 views. SpaceX was several million over that when they trimmed their live stream and got away with what they shouldn't have and really couldn't even have had the ability to do. All right, let's move on to number 2. Take a look at the screen and you'll notice the time is 1 minute and 17 seconds after launch. That's at the very top. Right below that, you'll see the speed of 1,580 kilometers per hour at an altitude of 14.2 kilometers. Then look at the video in the lower right-hand side, and if you notice, the graphic is over the video. Well, actually, it was over the video. The video that's now up on SpaceX's channel clearly has the video in front of the graphic. Now you'll see me alternating back and forth, so you can see the difference between the original live stream and what is now being considered the live stream. Just one more example here, the original stream being showed to you on the top, the edited live stream being shown to you on the bottom, and you can see the difference by looking at the pink marks on the right side of each of the images. Number 3 was that SpaceX moved an out-of-sequence portion of the original live stream to the place it should have been in the edit version. Why would they do this? Well, no scientific enterprise would ever fudge data, so SpaceX acts as if it is a Hollywood producer. They did it to get that climactic scene change. This is to wow the crowd and to get maximum pop. You'll notice in the image that both videos are at T plus 349, and both are at 10,200 kilometers per hour. But the screens are quite different. So what exactly was going on in the video that wasn't climactic enough for SpaceX? Let's watch the original live stream first, and remember to wait for 10,200 kilometers per hour. So we're waiting for 10,200 here, and you'll see it. Here it comes. Well, now, as you just saw, the moment was kind of anticlimactic, especially since someone piped in the sound of what sounded like 60,000 people or so when a map was shown on the screen. Well, what are you going to do, right? It's a live stream. But wait. Movie producer Elon Musk somehow contacted Google. He does what no other YouTube channel is able to do, and that's to adjust his live stream, to reshoot it, to scene cut, and like a well-polished movie, we get act number 2. Remember to wait for that climactic moment at 10,200 kilometers per hour. So if you go to their channel now, this is what you get at 10,200. Watch here. Yeah, that crowd sounded more like a 20 or 30,000 WrestleMania crowd. The audio, I'm sure, would fit better with wrestling. Let's try it. And by the way, that got blocked, so that part of the video you can't listen to because of the stupid song. In the sky, whoop-de-doo. Look at that. Nobody tell the little millennial. So, sad. But I had to show that because hopefully people can start to understand it. I'm not sure how much more I can tell you about it. But you have to understand that what I just showed you is impossible for a YouTube channel to do. So if somebody was able to do that, then you have to understand that there's certain channels out there that have backroom access or a way to do things that other channels do not. And once you realize that, just think of all the mistakes that might be made on news stations, all the mistakes that might be made on CNN, or might be made on SpaceX, or might be made on NASA videos, or during ISS videos. But then you understand that they have the ability to go in and put images on top of other images. I mean, that's what I just showed you here. When you realize that, see the original live stream, this little graphic is down here over the two videos. Okay? But then I show you here in the edited live stream, well, they simply put a video on top of it to cover up what they had done originally. But again, if you simply go to this video, this is the actual video where it all happened. You'll notice number 1, 34:18, that the time has changed, that they were able to edit the original, whatever it was I showed you, 43 minutes, I don't remember. And then it says here, streamed live on February 6, 2018. The other thing, and I've showed this many times, I went back and forth with Google, asking them over and over again, how is it possible that someone changed their live stream? And at first, I got in contact with Google representatives, and they were writing back, no, what you're saying is impossible. So it didn't happen. And I said, okay, here's my video. Here's my YouTube video where I prove to you that it did happen. And then they just responded to me and said, oh, well, we're not sure how that's possible. It's not possible from our end. And they just dropped it. They wouldn't communicate with me anymore. And I kept asking them, explain to me how it is that SpaceX was allowed to do something that no other channel can do. And they could never tell me, because I'm sure they have some backroom access. So again, these are the things people need to realize. Anyway, I think that all stemmed from a question earlier where somebody was asking me if I'll do more ISS debunking. The problem with me and doing that is I used to think when I go to a SpaceX video or when I go to a NASA video, then it said streamed live on this date. I said, okay, this is what I'll watch. I'll watch something that was streamed live. I'll watch it, intently, find mistakes, find things, show people, and that's what I used to do, and I did that a lot. But the problem with it is now, once I realized this happened in February 2018, I said, well, hold on a second. If they're allowed to change live streams, why would I spend all my time watching things simply because they say streamed live if it doesn't mean that it's streamed live? And the problem is you're probably safe watching any other show. You're probably safe watching my show or Noah and Benjamin. When it says streamed live, you can bet your bottom dollar that that's streamed live because there's no way we can edit it. But if you're watching NASA, or you're watching SpaceX, or you're watching Blue Origin, or you're watching Lunar X Prize, or you're watching one of these space-related shows, just realize that just because it says streamed live doesn't mean it was streamed live. And hopefully people start to see the problems there. And again, if you go back to my video, you'll see so many comments from people who just don't get it. People like Red's Rhetoric and those guys stood behind. It's so ridiculous. People don't get it. I mean, we can look at these comments. This person says, your argument for the cheering when the fairings are deployed is terrible. Keep in mind that cheering was coming from their headquarters where their employees can watch from outside classroom that is mission control. They were able to see more camera views than just the live stream. So they could see the fairing being deployed when we were not able to see it. So see, this person doesn't understand. That's not the point. The point is they went into a live stream and put the scene where they wanted it to go. You're absolutely right where he said where we were not able to see it. Yeah, during the live stream, we were not able to see it. But on the video that's up now on their channel that says streamed live, we do see it. How is that possible? He says, now, if you don't understand why they were cheering because a fairing deployed, then that's a completely different issue. No, I have nothing to do. The cheering is fine. If they saw that scene in their control room, great, fantastic. How did SpaceX move the scene of the fairing being deployed into their live stream and it not say that it was edited? Well, it's not a live stream anymore. How are you able to do that? It's impossible. That was impossible. Says, of course it's edited. They messed up the video feeds and corrected it. That's all. I noticed the duplication almost instantly while watching the live stream. The guy in the studio messed it up and it was post-edited. This is the problem to people, and this is what is so bothersome about it. Of course it's edited. So now this is okay, folks. This is what's allowed. It's okay that SpaceX changed its live stream. Well, of course it's edited. They messed up the video feeds and then corrected it. Oh, then it's not a live stream. That's not the way it works. You can't have something happen in a live stream, replace it, and then still say it's a live stream. Why? Not only is it immoral and a lie and deception, let's get aside that, it's impossible to do on YouTube. But yet, SpaceX is allowed to do it. Hopefully you start to see the issue here. And so that's, anyway, I know I went off on a tangent there, but that's why I don't look at their footage much anymore, because I realize that anything that could have possibly happened, unless I'm actually watching it live, but then you have to realize, too, that are you really ever watching anything live? No, they're doing a spacewalk. It's live from space. How the hell do I know? How would I know that? Do you start to see that there's a problem here? That just because NASA tells me that they're going, well, SpaceX also tells me that they showed a live stream, and I've proved that it wasn't, that it was edited. So anything that NASA is showing, we're going to do this spacewalk. We got Sergei Romanov going to be changing the multiplexer demultiplexer today, and here we are outside the space station, and currently we're flying 250 statute miles above the Amazon rainforest, and got great heroes here in space that are going to be using a wrench and a space drill, and pay no attention to the bubbles that you see. Those are specks of paint, and why watch that if they can just edit it? They can call it live, they can tell people it's live, and it's not live. So, here's some replies. Yeah, I saw that too. Hence changing live video history. How are you okay with that? See, this is great. When somebody gets it, you have to understand what that video is showing, and it's so offensive to people that I've got 3.2 thousand dislikes and 3.2 thousand likes. Why? How dare you point out to us that they're changing live streams? How dare you, Jaron? This is one that should have the most likes, not the most dislikes. I'm actually showing you where space agencies are doing things that no other channel can do. But what do I get for that? The big H, the big hate, the big down thumb. Says live is not edited recording of an event. Edited video is recorded earlier and presented as it was. Right. Well, this is what people, this person says wrestling is fake too. Well, at least they tell you that. They're not trying to sell it as real. This person says this is the worst proof video I've ever seen. even though I just showed you exactly. What do you mean? This is what you get. Well, this is 11 minutes wasted that I won't get back. Well, then you didn't understand. Says the day of the launch, SpaceX re-released the webcast to account for the 2 side boosters. SpaceX even states that in the description. Didn't you mention you would be fine if they did that as long as they said they would? Well, they did. You're absolutely grasping at straws. Where? What? Let's go see if they did that. No. Didn't say it anyway. This is the video right here. So you talk about people lying to you. Somebody even came and said, SpaceX re-uploaded it and admitted it. No. Falcon Heavy test flight. Okay? This is it. Streamed live February 6th. Where does it say in here what they said? Following its first test launch, Falcon Heavy is now the most powerful operational rocket in the world by a factor of 2 with the ability to lift into orbit, blah, 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 blah. Its first stage is composed of 3 Falcon 9. Falcon Heavy was designed for the outset to carry humans into space and restores the possibility of flying missions with the crew to the moon or Mars. Just see my movie for how they're going to keep telling you this all the time. And that's it. Okay? So they don't tell you it was re-uploaded. What are you talking about? This event happened on February 6, 2018. Now, they've edited it after the fact. But again, this is where people, they just don't get it. They just don't get it. If you read these comments, it's people who just don't understand. The day of the launch, SpaceX re-released the webcast to account. What do you mean re-released it? How do you re-release something and then still call it streamed live? Grasping at straws. No. This person says, sounds like YouTube has something to answer for. Of course, and they never would. YouTube needs to answer why. They couldn't. They said it was impossible. What I was saying happened was impossible. I showed them my video, and it confused the YouTube or the Google employees so much that they just came back and said, we're not really sure what you're showing in that video because what you're saying happened is impossible. And my response to them is, that's why I'm contacting you. How is it possible what I'm showing? And they could never answer it. So what do? They just can't answer it. You know? This person here says, Mark Nelson, corporations have more rights and power than people. Well, absolutely. Obviously, SpaceX can do something that nobody else can. YouTube answer, can't watch a real live sports game, but can watch this fake live shit that was edited. Again, these people don't understand. This person here. So a touch-up to the recording of a live stream means that the video must be fake? Never said that. Never said that. Says, do you think people actually think about your terms of logic? There is no terms of logic other than SpaceX can change live streams. End of story. Okay, it's just people don't get it. This person says, so a touch-up to the recording of a live stream means that the video must be fake? No, but it means that all videos that they've ever done that say live streamed may have been touched up, may have been edited, but are able to be called live streams to the gullible people who said, I'm one of them. I sat there and said, oh, this is a live stream. So YouTube live stream, it must be live, and I'll see if I can find any mistakes in here. Surprise, Jaron. They can edit their live streams. Just because you can't doesn't mean they can't. You know? So this person here, you're a little late with this video. Late, I don't know. What was the date of this video? February 14th, and their live stream was the 8th. Okay, I guess that's late. Everyone saw the mistake of the landing footage and that the feed was cut during second stage separation. SpaceX released the edited video alongside their live feed, so both videos could be clearly watched. Since they have used the editing, one due to it showing all the footage which is now available to give a better view of the launch, there was no cover-up. All changes were opened by SpaceX, and they originally did keep both videos for everyone to see. Stop lying to people. Complete and total lie. We already looked at their video. Their video does not say anything about being edited. It says streamed live on February 6, 2018. And I showed you. I already showed you where the thing pops open and the crowd goes crazy. Is not part of the original live stream.
Also look good.
Remember when it said 10,200? Nothing happened on the live stream. Whoop, how did this get in there? And the crowd goes crazy, and everybody's so excited. That wasn't the scene that was in the original live stream. So for them to say, SpaceX admitted it, where? Where do they admit it editing it? It says SpaceX, this is their channel, this is the original video, 24.5 million views, streamed live February 6th. I don't know what to tell you. You know, let me look at some of these super chats before I head out. P. Oh, sorry, Rhino. Man, I see now my mistake. I thought your email address was Beam Bratwurst. Now I see it's Beer N. Okay, I'm writing this down. I'll send you an email after the show with my phone number so we can talk about doing some observations. Weird. I kept sending it to Beam, B-E-E-M, Bratwurst. Which, if anybody tries that, beambratwurst at AOL.com, does not work. So, yeah, I had the wrong email address. So your email address is probably working. I'll email you after the show. Beer and Bratwurst. Get it. Now I get it. I don't know why I thought Beam Bratwurst. But, I'm even looking at it now, and it still looks like Beam to me. But if I copy that and paste it over here, yep, that is Beer and Brat. Okay, that's my bad. Keep up the great work. Love your movie. Thank you so much. Jason Schmidt. Hey, Sharon, sorry. No, I am not the baseball player. Yeah, I used to know it. Giants used to have a pitcher. Went to the Dodgers after. But anyway, you're hands down one of the best when it comes down to Flat Earth content. Keep them coming. Thank you very much for that. Celebrate Truth. Thank you so much, Robbie. Support Sharon and all the speakers of the Flat Earth International Conference 2019. More speaker announcements coming soon. And also, if you want to check out, like I said, go check out those guys from Sam Tripoli, but also really excited me about watching Owen Benjamin coming up in Dallas. That's going to be awesome. So I just appreciate anybody who's speaking truth, and if you can mix it with a little bit of comedy, what's better than that? You know? So it's going to be awesome to see Owen Benjamin in Dallas for the Flat Earth Convention. Ram Jam Ram says FE is the new black. Josh Brown says, I appreciate what you do, man. Keep it up. You got this. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. And Wyvis Benini. I'll do some more NASA bashing and or, whatever you want to call it, debunk videos. Like I said, the problem is it's just real hard to watch any of what they put out knowing that it's clearly edited. And knowing that they have the ability to edit what they call live streams. And knowing just because they say, well, we're about to do this live spacewalk, we're 250 miles above the Amazon. Well, that could be filmed in a studio 2 days prior. And you release it to people and tell them it's a live video. How would you know the difference? The answer is you wouldn't. So it's a lot different than a baseball game that takes place on a day and people can say, oh, no, I was there. I watched that baseball game on that day. And, okay, well, I watched it on my couch live on that day. And everybody can agree that everything that happened on the screen happened live. Okay, great. But when some event takes place in outer space, in Fantasyland, up here where things float, and we're flying around the ball Earth at 17,500 mile per hour, and we're about to show you a live spacewalk from that location, there's nobody there who can prove that. Same thing when it comes down to the moon landings. When they tell you, oh, there's people on the moon, you can't see them with these telescopes, can't see them with the Hubble, can't see them with any other telescopes. Well, of course, they had no Hubble at the time. But what I'm saying is you can't see the landing spots or anything. They're able just to tell you things happen out in magical lands. And think about all the things that they've lied to about that happen here on Earth. Think of all the lies. And that was the point of my movie. Think of all the lies that we're told about things that we can test and touch and experiment on ourselves. And then realize that there's people out there who trust them when it comes to a place you can't go, you can't verify. Tells you something. Tells you something. So, it's going to be fun to check out these guys. You'll have fun. Go check it out. I'm sure it'll be the same show that I watched or something close. Great laughs. You'll definitely enjoy yourself. It's definitely worth the $20. And then also come out to the FE 2019. I'm going to look that up real quick just so we can see what's going on over there. Thank you, by the way, Robbie, for the super chat. Appreciate it a lot. Flat Earth International Conference is coming November 14th and 15th, 2019 in Dallas, Texas. And part of the fun will be watching Owen Benjamin. So, looking forward to that. Leslie says there's a lot to laugh about. Yeah, there you go with the classic Roadster in space. I mean, do people realize that video, this picture here that we're looking at is supposed to be real? Oops, you can't see what I'm saying. I did it again. There we go. That's what's so funny, is that this picture of this roadster with this little man in it, with the Earth behind it, this is supposed to be real. Taken from space. Again, believe what you want. You want to believe that, you go right ahead. But it should be okay. It should be legal for me to have a differing opinion on an event. I should be able to get on my YouTube channel and say, guess what, folks? I think this is a fake image. I do not think this video was taken in space. Why? Well, multiple reasons, including the fact that I've proven already that SpaceX can change their live stream that nobody else can do. That SpaceX can get away with chopping the beginnings and endings off their thing when they're not allowed to according to YouTube rules. So they're able to get away with things that nobody else can, including changing live history. Because to anyone else that watches something that says streamed live, well, it must be live. Can't be changed. So, but again, what are you going to do? If you say that, you'll be removed from PayPal. You know, if you make those kind of comments, and so hopefully people will continue doing the best they can to support what they like so it doesn't go away. Again, you can no longer use paypal.me/Jaron. That has been banned. But you can still, for now, go to patreon.com/Jeranism or use Venmo @Jeranism or use Super Chat. Also, the Owen Benjamin idea, as he says, open up your P.O. box, which I've done before. If you want to help out that method, P.O. Box 3044, Merced, California 95344. Got an awesome 10th Plane or 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu shirt from Eddie Bravo through that method. So if you want to send me a shirt, something like that, or just a letter. I love getting letters from people. Gotten one this week. Thank you very much for the ones that came this week. Did I put it here somewhere? I'll have to find it. I got one from Joe. I know that. Thank you very much, Joe, for that letter. But I wanted to say thank you on the other one, and I can't find it in my stack. But got one from Douglas a few weeks back. Thank you very much for that, Douglas. And yeah, so if you send something, I'll say thank you probably on the air, and might address something that you said in the letter, but I won't give out your full name, so you can rest assured of that. But I might say your first name. So if it's extremely rare, maybe you could tell me, hey, I'd rather you don't mention my name or something like that, if you want. So that's my P.O. box if you want to use that. But come out and check out Owen Benjamin. That's going to be fun. And I think I mentioned everything else that I wanted to. Again, one more time, just on the Amsterdam conference, if you want to come meet me, that'd be awesome. If you're in that area, anywhere near Amsterdam, and you can get there for this event, it's not too expensive. All these links will be in the description. Links to the speakers, so you can check out who will be there. Links to the tickets. You just click Amsterdam on these tickets, and it's $100 for the weekend, which is cheap. Okay, so there's ways to do it. It does say there's ways to do it with PayPal. Again, I just warn people to be very careful, or your PayPal could end up like mine. You know, you could log in one day to PayPal and you could see this. It's possible. So I certainly will not recommend PayPal to anybody. It looks like Bob did set one up, so if you do want to donate to myself or to Globebusters, send it to paypal.me/Globebusters. But again, just be very careful about whatever you have in your account. I wasn't careful enough. Like I said, I used it for paying my bills. So they're able to trap $1,600. And some bills are going to be stressful to pay for the coming month or two until I figure out what we're going to do. But we're going to keep going, and not let them stop us with these, with this petty nonsense and just being liars. Until YouTube until PayPal can prove to me that I did anything against their ridiculous accepted use policy. And when I say ridiculous, I'm just talking about the fact that how do you tell somebody that that's the reason their account has been removed when they haven't done one of those things? It's not like anything was even close. like involve currency exchanges or check cashing. But, well, I was kind of doing check. No, I wasn't doing anything. Wasn't doing anything. Not selling lottery tickets, not gambling, nothing. Was using PayPal as it's meant to be used in their, business like PayPal account user agreement. By opening up a business PayPal account, you certify to us that you're using it primarily for business or commercial purposes. Yep. And we recommend business PayPal accounts for people and organizations that primarily use PayPal to sell goods or services or accept donations, which is exactly what I did. But I did it. I spoke out about deceptions and lies in the world around you, gave my opinion of them, and have been removed and banned from PayPal. So shit happens. What do? You just keep moving. You keep plugging along. What else can you do? There's not much. So check out tomorrow. Hopefully we have some other things to talk about besides this, which will be in the forefront of my mind. I've got to now go through all my websites and remove PayPal. I need to remove it from all my videos, which all had my PayPal. Saddest part is that in almost every video, I always say at the end, and if you want to donate, send it to paypal.me/Jaron, which now forever those videos will be up and people won't be able to use that method. So doesn't get much more frustrating than that. Than there was people out there that wanted to donate, enjoyed the work, supported me and my wife, our family, growing our own food, doing the things we needed to do to have a better life. A lot of people helped out that might not be able to help out anymore. So, that's the sad part. And if you're somebody who sent me any donations in these past few weeks, all the donations after my video, after my movie, NASA going nowhere since 1958, well, that money did not reach me as it was frozen by PayPal. Well, it reached me for momentarily. But again, it will be 6 months until I can see any of that, and we'll have to figure out other ways until then. So I'm just the latest one to be, I don't know if you want to call it Owen Benjamin. I like Benjamin. And I just, all I can do is tell people be careful. PayPal will pull the rug out from you for no reason. And I am proof of that. There's a lot of things that I've shown people that I am proof of. I'm proof that of what can happen when you try and do an FOIA request from NASA. People will remember that whole situation. You saw my video when you try and point out the lies of SpaceX and the changing of live streams and doing things that are impossible for any other YouTube channel. Imagine if you're able to do something that no other YouTube channel can do on YouTube and still call it live. Imagine all the deceptions that we're being lied to about. Not just space, but news agencies that accidentally have the wrong clip in there. You're just able to change live streams, but still call them live? That's like the biggest deal around, and people didn't bat an eye at it. It's all right. It's just space agencies changing their video, Jaron. Doesn't matter. All they did was just edit their live stream. How could that be a big deal? They realized that they had an out-of-place segment, and they just fixed it. Well, yeah, but if they can do that, then what else can they do? Well, this is what people have a hard time with. So thank you guys so much for the super chats. I super appreciate it. Rhino, like I said, beer and bratwurst. I get it now. God, it makes sense now. I will email you immediately after this show and give you my cell phone number, and we can talk about doing some observations in the Monterey Bay. And I believe that is it. So, appreciate you guys joining me. Remember, Globebusters is coming back. I was talking to Bob today, so we will figure out when that will be. I don't know. And until then, I will be here. Iru will be joining me when he can, and we'll keep doing what we're doing. Got some videos in the works coming out soon. I also want that Eddie Bravo video just to show you guys some of what we talked about. Don't want to show too much of the event because I believe that's like their set or whatever you call it. They might go out and do that for other people, and I don't want to be a spoiler. Spoiler alert. So I'll just have some small clips in there just to show you kind of some of the things that they were talking about. But I'll be able to put all those video clips together. So thank you very much for the Venmo. Again, Victoria, Mitchell, and Matthew. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate that. You can find me at Venmo. Like I said, can't do PayPal because you can't use PayPal anymore. You've been removed. But again, a big shout out to all my patrons because couldn't keep doing this if it wasn't for them. So thank you guys so much. Hopefully we figure out something before that's next to go. If you want to join them, you can do so at patreon.com/jeranism. That is the way to go. Or Venmo at jeranism. The methods are dwindling. There used to be an Amazon on top of this. If people remember my old graphic, then the Amazon was removed. Next thing in the coming days is PayPal will be removed. Then after that, who knows if the next two are next. Who knows what methods they'll take to quiet people from speaking the truth. It seems like they'll go any method at any time. So you just have to be ready. But for now, jeranism, PayPal banned, and there is no chance of getting that back. That's, according to that phone call, So here we go
We
again.
appreciate you choosing PayPal as your payment partner. Unfortunately, we're unable to continue offering our services to you at this time due to the nature of your business or the activity in your PayPal account and the risk it poses to PayPal.
There's no risk to PayPal. When people donate $5 or $10, they send me a donation. That's all that happens. I just had somebody message me, and I don't believe so. No, Owen, I don't think so. Owen just messaged me and asked if I got a Venmo. Nope. Today I got one from Victoria, Mitchell, and Matthew. Sent Venmos. But again, there's no risk to PayPal. There's nobody demanding returns or refunds because they're donating. So clearly, I'm not selling anything. There's no something might happen to PayPal because of no. So it doesn't even make sense what they're saying.
Due to the nature of your business.
Due to the nature of my business, and my business is I make videos, and people who want to donate send that money through PayPal. The nature of my business? What?
Or the activity in your PayPal account.
The activity in my PayPal account, which is people who send me money and I pay bills. So, how is that?
And the risk it poses to PayPal.
Big risk to PayPal. I'm bringing people to their platform. Like I said, numerous people have signed up for PayPal because of me offering it and saying, hey, if you want to donate, how can I donate to you? Well, do you have PayPal? No, but I'll sign up for it. So think of all the fees. Like I said, every time somebody sends me $5 or $10, there's a 39-cent transaction and a 3% fee. So they get into all those fees, and yet somehow it's dangerous for PayPal. What did they say?
This decision can't be overturned. If you owe refunds to any of your buyers, you...
Thank you, Owen. I did get that one. Yes. Thank you, Owen, so much. $10 on Venmo. That is awesome. Appreciate that. That still works, like I said. And again, I'll keep forging ahead. We don't let these, these companies push us around. They can try, but obviously I can't use their platform anymore. But I'll figure it out. It's not going to stop me. I could very easily just throw up my hand and say, "Well, that's it. This is all. I'm not going to, I'm pissed. They're just going to stop me from doing this. I'm just not going to do it anymore." But that's not going to work. So I'm going to keep going until they, I don't know, get rid of my ability to speak, which is probably right around the corner. Who knows? But I'm going to keep going until then. So I'll keep trying. I appreciate everybody watching. Thank you guys so much. We will talk to you real soon. And I remind you guys to do your own research, because when you do, you'll never again believe what you've been taught. Till next time, this has been Jeranism. Peace.